In my first speech at the beginning of the year, I asked the class if anybody had ever wondered what it felt like to fly. Hi, my name is Aaron, and this is Jazz, and we've both had the privilege to experience flight through high jump. Today, we will be demonstrating how to high jump and the specific techniques needed in order to be successful in getting over the bar. High jump is a fairly old Olympic event. In order to be successful in high jump, a person must possess knowledge of setup and stretching, marks and approach, takeoff procedures, layout form, and proper landing. Let's explore our first step, setup and stretching. The first time I encountered a high jump mat, I was actually in middle school doing a mock Olympics. And for this aspect of setup and stretching, there are only 3 things needed. First things first, the high jump pit. For a jumper safety, a high jump mat is typically a large rectangular sponge that's thick enough for you not to feel the floor once you land. So this is your landing gear. So the second item needed would either be a bungee for beginners or something like this, the high jump pole. So think of this as a limbo bar, but instead of going underneath it, you will attempt to go over it. Now the last thing you'll need is standards. So the standards are 2 stands on either side that hold the pole, and this is how you'll measure how high you're jumping. Just as there are 3 components to setup, there's 3 components to stretching. So the first step would be an aerobic run. And this part isn't excessive. We just need at least 1 to 2 laps to warm up. The second step is basic stretching. Once again, this is not excessive. However you stretch, it's very important to stretch your legs, your arms, your back, and your neck. Try to hold each stretch for about 20 seconds. So there's various drills you can do on the mat, like a dolphin flip, arch ups, behind the back drill, but there's also some you can do off the mat. Like I said, those are just basic, and they'll get you warmed up and ready to get over the bar. Approach is basic trial and error. So marking your step is actually one of the most vital techniques you need to learn. So I'm going to teach 2 basic ways to kind of mark your step, and you can do it however you want to, but the first one is to put your arm right next to the standard, then walk out for about 10 steps in a J form. And once you get there, turn where your foot is, you're going to put a piece of tape, and from there you're going to walk back another 10 steps, and that's where you're going to start. The main issue with using this technique to mark your step is that many times your step will change depending on how long you're stepping or how short you're stepping out or how far you're going to the side. So I'll demonstrate a second technique also. The second way to mark your step is next to the standard also, but this time you use a measuring tape. Unfortunately, I don't have one right now, but what you do is you get a partner, you're going to hold the measuring tape here, and then you're going to run out about 10 walking steps. Same as before. And where you stop, you take the measuring tape, stand here, stand there, and mark down your measurement. That way, your marks will never change. It'll be the same way every time you measure. Let's talk about takeoff next. Takeoff and layout are by far the trickiest part of any high jump routine. If your body is not in perfect harmony, you will not make it over the high jump bar. There are 2 techniques used to getting over the bar, the Fosbury flop and the Western roll. In this tutorial, we're only going to focus on the Fosbury flop. So the key to a proper approach is speed. If you do not start with enough speed, your attempt will be short-lived and most likely you won't make it over the bar. The second key to takeoff is where your whole body must work in harmony. As you approach the bar, make sure your shoulders are parallel to the bar, plant your takeoff foot, and jump straight off one leg. As you prepare to take off, your arms will go from this position up to by your ears. Your knee is going to shoot up, and as you go over the bar, you must have an arch in your back and prepare to kick your legs as soon as you're over. Now that we have successfully taken off, let's learn how to land. Landing is by far the easiest part. As you went over the bar, your body was in a semicircle, which is going to force you to land just like this, with your legs behind your head. Stand up and realize you've taken flight. Congratulations! To conclude, let's go over what we've learned. By now we should know what a high jump mat, standards, and a bar look like. You should also know how to properly stretch. I've taught how to mark your step and how to run up or approach. And last but not least, I've demonstrated how to take off and how to land. So with these tips and this layout, you'll be able to high jump in no time. So, get flying. And as I went over the bar, I knew in my heart I had flown.